From Robinhood CEO calling Dogecoin the currency of the internet to rising crypto adoption and all the latest data and updates, let's see some major updates for Dogecoin and the overall crypto market. So first of all, we are now seeing that Robinhood CEO Vladimir Tenev took to Twitter to explain how Dogecoin could become the future currency of the internet. Well, he came up with some important points for Doge. In fact, even Elon Musk said something about Vladimir's remarks. So let's see what Robinhood CEO has to say about Doge. So in a thread of 12 Twitter posts, Tenev outlined what steps need to be taken to transform Dogecoin into a usable asset for everyday payments and transactions on the internet. Tenev began by drawing attention to the fact that Dogecoin's transaction fees, roughly $0.003 per transaction, are already small enough to place Doge as a feasible e-cash frontrunner. He believes the block size and the block time of Dogecoin are the main areas that require improvement if Doge is to become widely adopted. Vladimir Tenev believes that Dogecoin's transaction fees have to be vanishingly small. We are already there. As of last November's 1.14.5 update, typical transaction fees have been a sound $0.003, which you can experience on Robinhood, compared to the 1 to 3% network fees that major card networks charge. He said that ideally, the block time or the time between successive blocks being added to the chain and to verify a transaction should be fast enough that the transaction can be recorded in the next block in less time than it takes to pay at a point-of-sale terminal. But it shouldn't be so fast that miners start building up too many competing chains and waste excessive amounts of energy establishing consensus. Moving on, Vladimir Tenev said that Doge's current block time is 1 minute. He believes that this is a bit on the long side for payments. And a 10-second block time would be more appropriate as it would be less than the typical time spent completing a debit card transaction. Currently, with a 1 MB block size and 1 minute block time, Dogecoin's throughput is about 40 transactions per second. As a comparison, Visa's network can theoretically handle 65,000 transactions per second. He believes that Doge would need to be able to significantly outperform Visa, which entails increasing throughput by at least 10,000 times. Fortunately, the good thing for Doge is that this is easy to solve simply by increasing the block size limit. Moving to a 1 GB and later 10 GB block size limit would provide all of the throughput a global currency would need for the foreseeable future. And he believes that Layer 2 solutions are not necessary to solve this problem. In another tweet, Vladimir Tenev said that another criticism of Doge is that it's inflationary and the supply is infinite, as opposed to Bitcoin's finite supply of 21 million coins. He noted that about 5 billion new Doge are created every year, and the current supply is about 132 billion. This results in a current inflation rate of less than 5%, which is actually less than the current inflation rate of the US dollar. Moreover, Vladimir Tenev said that the fixed issuance means that the inflation rate actually declines over time, and in a couple of decades it will be below 2%. Tenev then finished the thread with a message to the developers of Dogecoin, urging them to focus on increasing the block size limit above all else. And now, we are seeing that Dogecoin co-founder Billy Markus has appreciated these remarks from the Robinhood CEOs, and he believes that this is a good thread. Most importantly, Musk seems to agree with it, as well as we can see here that he replied to this tweet and he even liked the Twitter thread posted by the CEO of Robinhood. All in all, Robinhood CEO Vladimir Tenev has come up with something very important for Doge and its holders. Well, he is appreciating the features of Dogecoin, such as the low transaction fee. And considering all these things, he believes that Dogecoin can get widely adopted and it can become the currency of the internet. However, to become an ideal currency of the internet, he believes that some improvements are required, such as increasing the block size limit along with the rate of transactions per second. And we are going to see these improvements coming into play as Billy Markus has nodded to it. In fact, Elon Musk, who is also a member of the Dogecoin Advisory Board, also agreed to it. So I think both Musk and Markus are going to help Doge developers to implement these enhancements. And once we actually see these upgrades, then it is likely that Doge is going to see massive adoption as the currency of the internet. And this can also explode its price over the long term. And with that being said, let's come to Dogecoin's current price movements. So Dogecoin is currently looking good as it witnessed a healthy activity in the last 24 hours. It is currently trading above the 14 cents price level, and it appears that it is eyeing to close the day around 15 cents. And it can happen because we can see here that its technicals are looking positive. Doge is currently trading above its 20-day and 50-day simple moving averages, which is a strong bullish sign. So it is expected that Doge is now going to initiate another rally in the coming days. And now, let's come to Bitcoin for a minute. So Bitcoin is still moving around the 40K level, following a late surge above Wednesday's critical resistance level of 41.5K. We can see here that Bitcoin has fallen about 10K from a 2-week high of 48K, its highest level in over 4 months. However, following weeks of retreats, it looks as though market analysts have identified a stable floor at 39K, with bulls now attempting to drive prices higher once more. Meanwhile, we are now seeing that the latest data shows the Bitcoin fund flow ratio has been going down in the last couple of years. It is suggesting that whales have started to prefer trading through OTC deals over centralized exchanges. Bitcoin whales seem to have increasingly been trading outside exchanges in recent times. The Bitcoin fund flow ratio was at a high just before the 2021 bull run kicked off. However, soon after that, the indicator's value started sharply dropping off. The decline has slowed down a bit recently, but it hasn't stopped. As a result, the value of the ratio is now at a low not seen since 2015. It looks like whales have been very active since August 2020, which coincides with the declining fund flow ratio. This suggests that much of these movements by the whales have been off exchanges. And this trading outside exchanges is actually bullish for Bitcoin's price. Moving on, we are now seeing that crypto analyst Michael van de Poppe is saying that Bitcoin is approaching a final support level before it could plunge to below 38K. He is calling this level the final support level. If we lose this zone, long triggers are going to be hit and therefore the price will start nosediving even more. Then we are probably going to sweep the lows towards 32K to maybe even 29K to make a bullish diverge on higher time frames and to have that downwards drop. He is saying that right now we're dropping back into the range. We are currently facing that final support level before he is expecting those lows to be tested. Michael van de Poppe further highlights that during the period from November 2018 all the way to May 2019, the dollar has been moving sideways, and if you know what happened during that period, Bitcoin has been running from 3K to 14K. So if we are going to create this various divergence on the dollar, and if we're going to drop back into this range, he thinks that the chances are that we're going to see some serious momentum. On the other hand, the CEO of centralized finance platform Celsius Network is predicting a 6-figure price for Bitcoin later this year. Celsius head Alex Mashinsky is saying that Bitcoin will surge above 100K before the end of 2022 if it can overcome several key psychological resistance levels. He is saying that Bitcoin now is over a $1 trillion market cap. To lift the trillion-dollar asset, you need a lot of inflows. So when Terra is buying Bitcoin or other people are buying Bitcoin, those are movements inside of the crypto community. What you need is fresh capital from traditional finance coming in and buying Bitcoin. That's what's going to drive the price higher. Meanwhile, Marco Vuru and Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal is saying that the crypto markets have already seen their lows and that looming catalysts could spark the next industry-wide rally. Pal believes that many different developments have showered the crypto space with negative sentiment, yet markets have remained resilient. According to him, resilience may be a sign that the bottom is in. He thinks we've thrown a war, 8.5% inflation, the Fed raising interest rates all at crypto. We've thrown the Chinese ban, we've thrown so much at it and didn't make a new low. So usually, that's a signal the crypto market has found its bottom. And he believes that a period of economic stagnation could be the spark that triggers the next big bull run in crypto. And now, let's come to Ethereum for a minute. So it is expected that Ethereum's price could rally after recovering from the recent crypto market bloodbath. Ethereum's consensus layer launch, the shift from proof of work to proof of stake, is pushed to Q3 2022. Tim Biko, an Ethereum core developer, confirmed that the protocol's anticipated shift to proof of stake is scheduled for Q3 2022. Biko confirmed this is the final chapter of proof of work, while the reason for the delay remains unknown. Seeing this, crypto analyst Crypto Wolf argues that the macro view for Ethereum has remained unchanged, and the massive ascending triangle sets the target at 10K. And now coming back to Dogecoin, we have just seen some very bullish remarks from the CEO of Robinhood. Besides, its current price movement is also looking positive. So it is now expected that Doge is going to trend positively in the coming days. In any case, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below.